Hello and welcome you to Mohan Sir's classes. Today's class will discuss about ultranationalism, why First World War happened, the major episodes of First World War, the soldiers of First World War. In part 1 of this First World War, we have talked about what is World War, what were the major or causes of the First World War. But today we will discuss about ultranationalism, major episode of the First World War, why First World War happened, and the soldiers of First World War. Ultranationalist feelings and militarism. Towards the towards the end of 19th century, many nationalist states were being established. So, in this paragraph it says that towards the end of 19th century, many nationalist states were being established. Their governments promoted the spirit of patriotism among the people, encouraging them to make their nation state strong and powerful. So, towards the end of 19th century, many nationalist states were being established, and their governments promoted the spirit of patriotism among the people. That means the government of these nationalist states, they encourage the people about the patriotism among the people, encouraging them to make their nation states strong and powerful. So this nationalist states government, they encourage the people the spirit of patriotism, and they also encourage them to make their nation or the state strong and powerful. They believe that whichever nations possess the most territory and the largest number of colonies would be all powerful, while those that did not would be crushed by their powerful neighbors. So according to the governments, it was believed that any of the country which is having more territory or more land or largest number or more number of colonies, they would become the powerful nation or state. But those who are not having more territory or having less number of colonies, they would be crushed or they will be dominated by the powerful neighbors. So in this paragraph we'll learn that toward the end of 19th century, many nationalist states were being established, and the government of this nationalist state, they encourage the people about patriotism. They also, or the government also encourage the people that their nation should be strong and powerful. So they believe that the nation or state which is having most territory and large number of colonies, they would be powerful nations in the world, and the nations or the states which have less number of territories or less number of territories and colonies, they would be crushed and dominated by the powerful nations. At the same time, many new communities sharing the same language or religion began to see themselves as separate nations and launched struggles to establish their own independent states. Prominent among them were the Polish, Czech, Hungarian, Slav, and Jewish people, none of whom had their own independent state. During that time, many new communities sharing the same language or religion began to see themselves as separate nations and learn struggle to establish their own independent states. In that time or during that time, there were many communities. Those who were speaking same language or belongs to a same religion, they began to see themselves as a separate nations. That means in that time, which time? That means many nationalist states were established, and the government of nationalist states, they encourage the people about patriotism. They also encourage that the nations which has most territory and large number of colonies, they would become the powerful nations, and the nations which are having less territory and less number of colonies, they would be crushed by the powerful neighboring nations. So in that time there were many communities, they were speaking same language and belongs to same religion. They began to see themselves as a separate nations, or they established their own independent states. So among them, or the prominent among them, were Polish, Czech, Hungarian, Slav and Jewish people. Understood? During that time there were many communities, those were speaking same language and belongs to same religion. They declared, or they wanted to establish their separate independent state. So prominent among them were Polish, Czech, Hungarian, Slav and Jewish people. Countless such groups in Central Europe, inspired by nationalist ideas, tried to break the existing empires to build their separate independent nation state. The German, Austrian, Russian and Turkish empires were the ones that felt the impact of these elements of the most. So in this paragraph it is says that countless such groups in Central Europe, inspired by nationalist ideas, tried to break up the existing empires to build their separate independent nation states. So when the same language speaking people and same belongs to same religion people, they tried or they wanted to establish their separate nation and state, in that time there was countless or number of such groups people arose in Central Europe. They were inspired by this nationalist idea and they tried to break the existing empire. Existing empire in the sense earlier they were belongs to a particular nations. Example, if you take the example of India, India is a country. So think that here the people speaking Chhattisgarhi or the people speaking Bengali. So according to the language, if they wanted to establish their separate independent nations, that means they would break the power of the India, because now the existing empire is India. So if any Chhattisgarhi or a Bengali, the same language speaking people, if they wanted to establish the separate nations, they will break the power of or they will break the existing empires or existing power of India. Seems like that countless such groups in Central Europe, inspired by this nationalist idea, they wanted to or they tried to break the existing empire to establish their separate independent nation states. The German, Austrian, Russian and Turkish empire were the ones that felt the impact of this element that most. So among them, German, Austrian, Russian and Turkish, these were the major country who felt this impact. That means within this country, people start to establish the separate independent nation state. That means in German, in Austrian, in Russian and Turkish, when people they were inspired by this nationalist idea, so the people speaking same language and people belongs to same religion, they wanted or they tried to establish their separate independent nation state. That's why German, Austrian, Russian and Turkish, they felt the most impact of this incident. But there was one problem in establishing independent linguistic state. Many of the people speaking the same language were spread across different regions. It was difficult to combine all these regions into a single state. Compounding the problem was the fact that these regions also had many people speaking a different language. So in this paragraph it says that, but there was one problem in establishing independent linguistic state. What is linguistic? That means language, based on language. So as in the previous paragraphs we talked and discussed that people wanted to establish their separate nation based on their language and based on their religion. So, in this paragraph it says that there was one problem in establishing independent nation state based on the linguistic or based on the language. What was the problem? Many of the people speaking the same language were spread across different regions. That means many of the people speaking the same language, they spread across different regions. Example, if you take the example of people those are speaking Bengali. So if you want to make a nation or independent nation state that all the people speaking this Bengali language, it is not an easy task, because we know that this Bengali speaking people are not staying together in a particular region, they are staying in different part of India. So it is the difficult task to combine all the Bengali speaking people into a particular area. Leave about the Bengali speaking people. Let's take another example. If we want to make a independent nation state of people those are speaking Chhattisgarhi, so do we think that all the Chhattisgarhi speaking people living together? No, they are also living in different part of the India and they have spread all over the India. So it is very difficult to combine these people to a particular place and to establish a separate independent nation state. Next, it was difficult to combine all these regions into a single state. Compounding the problem was the fact that this region also had many people speaking in different languages. Again, one more problem is that not only that this same language speaking people are spreading all over the India, but also what happened in that particular region. Example, okay, in this year Chhattisgarh, it is in this Chhattisgarh, okay, there are many people or a majority of people speaking Chhattisgarh that we know. But in same time, in Chhattisgarh itself, there are many people those who speak different language. So it is also a problem to make a separate language speaking people as an independent nation state. So this was the problem. Next paragraph. All these factors contribute to spreading political confusion across Europe. So when this confusion happened, what was the confusion? Because they wanted to establish a separate independent nation or state based on the language or religion. But it was difficult to combine the people of speaking same language from the different part of the area. In same time, in a particular region, there are people speaking different language. So all these factors contribute what? Spreading of political confusion across Europe. Tension kept building up within and between countries. Now there was a tension between the country and the states. The feeling slowly grew among the people that the only way to resolve their problems was through war. So what happened? Now the feeling slowly grew among the people. The feeling slowly grew among the people. And what was the solution? Only the solution is that what? You see this mention? Problem was through war. Only through the war only this problem can be solved. Understood? There was a confusion among the European countries and tension kept building within or between the countries, and because of that there was a slowly grew among the people. What is that? This problem could be solved through war only. Next paragraph. It was also during this time that many people were being influenced by Darwin's theory of natural selection. They believed in the principle of social Darwinism, which essentially meant that only the fittest and most capable nations would survive and progress. They saw struggle as the natural law of life and development. Many nations began to believe that it was their natural right to rule over weaker nations because their culture was superior. They did not consider it unethical to use armed force to achieve their ends, even going to the extent of justifying genocide. It was also during this time that many people were being influenced by Darwin's theory of natural selection. So, what is this Darwin's theory of natural selection? Have you ever heard about Darwin's, or we can say Charles Darwin's? I hope you might have heard about this Charles Darwin's, because in biology you might have studied about his theory of evolution. So, during that time many people they were influenced by the Darwin's theory of natural selection. What is this Darwin's theory of natural selection? They believed in the principle of social Darwinism, which essentially meant that only the fittest and most capable nations would survive and progress. According to the Darwin's theory of natural selection, they believed that only the fittest and most capable nations would survive and progress. So what they believed? They believed that only fittest and most capable person would survive and progress. According to the theories or the Darwin's theories of natural selection, it is believed that only the fittest and most capable nations would survive and progress. They saw struggle as natural law of life and development. According to the Darwin's theory of natural selection, people saw struggle as natural law and life and development. According to them, struggle as a natural law of life and development. Many nations began to believe that it was their natural right to rule over weaker nations because their culture was superior. So again, many nations began to believe that it was their natural right to rule over weaker nations because their culture was superior. So what many nations believed? They believed that it was their natural right to rule over the weaker nations or the weak nations because their culture was superior. That means the strong and powerful nations culture are superior, so they had the natural right to rule over the weaker nations. Understood? So according to Darwin's theory of natural selection, they believe that only the fittest and most capable nations would be survive and progress. And they also believe that struggle as a natural law of life and development. And they also believe that it was their natural right, that means it was the natural right of the strong nations and fittest nations to rule over the weaker nations because it was their culture or it was their culture of superior. They did not consider it unethical to use armed force to achieve their ends, even going to the extent of justifying genocide. That means the strong and the fittest nations, they did not consider it is what? Unethical. What is unethical? That means which is wrong or which is what? Injustice. They never consider that it is injustice, that using what? Armed force, using armed force to achieve their ends. That means to finish the weaker section or to bring end to the weaker section. Even sometimes what happened? They extend to of justifying genocide. What is genocide? That means killing. Even they kill the weaker nations. So in this paragraph we learn that during this time there are many people influenced by the Darwin's theory of natural selection. According to the Darwin's theory of natural selection, it is says that only the fittest and most capable nations would survive and progress. First point. Second, they believe that the struggle as a natural law and progress. Third, they believe that the strong nation believed that it was their natural rights to rule over the weakest nations because their culture was superior. Fourth, even they did not consider that it was injustice to use armed force to punish or to destroy the weaker nations. Even sometimes they extend to justifying genocide or kill these poor or weaker nations. Newspapers play a key role in influencing public opinion. At the time of the First World War, many newspapers contributed to the spread of ultranationalism. They presented news of incidents in such a challenging manner that people were encouraged, making it difficult to enter into peace agreement. When British newspapers criticized the policies of Kaiser Wilhelm II, the Germans began seeing Britain as their enemy. The German reaction, in turn, incited the people of England. Similarly, biased newspaper report led to a breakdown in relations between France and Germany. In Serbia and Austria, newspapers published inflammatory articles following the assassination of Austrian Archduke, creating malice and distrust between the two nations. Newspapers play a key role in influencing public opinion. That means in that time, newspaper played a key role in influencing public opinion. At the time of First World War, many newspapers contribute to the spread of ultra-nationalism. When you talk about First World War, there were many newspapers, those who contribute to spread about what? Ultra-nationalism. They presented news of incidents in such a challenging manner that people were encouraged, making it difficult to enter into peace agreement. That means in those days there were many newspapers, those who contribute to spread ultranationalism. In same time, in that newspaper, the incidents were mentioned or given such a way that, or through the newspaper, people were encouraged such way that people they never come into a peace agreement. That means the newspaper which were published in the time of First World War, so it is mostly speak or written about ultranationalism, and in that newspaper people were encouraged or challenged such a way that it is very difficult them to make or to bring into a agreement of peace. When British newspaper criticized the policies of Kaiser Wilhelm II, this Kaiser Wilhelm II was the newspaper of German. So this British newspaper criticized the policy of Kaiser Wilhelm, the ruler of German. Next, the German began seeing Britain as their enemy. When this British newspaper criticized the policy of Kaiser Wilhelm II of German. The ruler of German was Kaiser Wilhelm II. In that time, what happened? German began seeing Britain as their enemy. As the British newspaper, they criticized the policy of Kaiser Wilhelm II. Now German got angry and they saw British as their enemy. The German reaction in turn. So listen now, look at this paragraph. So when British newspaper criticized the policy of Kaiser Wilhelm II, now what happened? In turn, German reaction in turn incited the people of England. They also what? Encouraged the people of England. How? Similarly, biased newspaper report to lead the breakdown in relation between the France and newspaper. They also published newspaper and they encouraged people to break down the relation between France and Germany. First, what happened? British newspaper criticized Kaiser Wilhelm II. Now Germany in turn, what they did? They encouraged the people to write or to publish the newspaper and encourage the people to make or to break down the relationship between the France and Germany. This is second. Then thirdly, what happened? In Serbia and Austria, news were published inflammatory articles following the assassination of Austrian Archduke, creating malice and distrust between the two nations. Again, there was a newspaper which is published in Serbia and Austria. Serbia and Austria. So we know which is Serbia and which is Austria. Austria-Hungary wanted to extend their territory, or they wanted to merge the Serbia into Austria. So because of that, one of the patriotic citizen of Serbia killed the Archduke of Austria, and because of that, Austria attacked to Serbia. This was the main cause of the First World War. So as this Archduke of Austria was killed, this make what? Distrust between two nations. Because of this reason, there was a conflict and distrust between Serbia and Austria. So in this paragraph, we learn that during First World War, newspaper play a key role for influencing people opinion. During the First World, many newspapers were published, and they contribute for spreading of what? Ultranationalism. Spreading of ultranationalism. And in that newspaper, they presented the news such a way that no people will agree, or no people would agree to come into a peace agreement. That means in that newspaper, it was encourage people that people find difficult to come into peace agreement. What happened? British newspaper criticized the policy of Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany, and this one make German anger, and they thought that British as their enemy. In return, what happened? German people, they published a newspaper, and in that they reported about to break down the relationship between the German and France. Next, what happened? There was a conflict between Serbia and Austria also. They also published a newspaper or inflammatory articles. What? It is mentioned about the attack or killed of this Austrian-Hungarian Archduke. Because of this incident, there was a conflict and distrust between these two nations, that is Serbia and Austria. Ultranationalism led to the rise of militarism. All nations focused on fortifying their armies and equipping them with the latest weaponry. Each competed with the other to display their military powers. Who had the most battleships? Who had the most powerful cannons? So in this paragraph, it is says that ultranationalism led to the rise of militarism. Previous paragraph we talk about ultranationalism and what was the contribution of newspaper in ultranationalism. So it's in this paragraph we will talk about discuss that ultranationalism led to the rise of militarism. How? All nations focused on fortifying their armies and equipping them with the latest weaponry. All the nations and country, they focused on what? To fortifying their armies. What is fortifying? That means to develop or to prosper their army and to equip them with the latest weaponry. Each competed with other to display their military powers. That means one country and one nation tried or competed themselves with the other countries or other nations' military power. They had a question in their mind: who had the most battleship? They question each nation and country. They question themselves that which nations had the most battleships and who had the most powerful cannons. So this was the question going on in the minds of the different countries and different nations. So what we learn in this paragraph? Ultranationalism led to the rise of militarism. Next, all the nations, they were trying to develop their armies and they're trying to have their latest weapons. And this each country or each nation they were trying to compete with other military powers and other country, and they were asking the question to themselves that who has the most battleships and who had the most powerful cannons. Next paragraph. Militarism is not limited to building armed might. A militarist mood grieves the people. They believe in a disciplinary system where everyone complies with the order uncritically and accepts state policy without asking questions. So what does this paragraph says? Militarism is not limited to building armed might. That means the militarism was not limited to build the arm or the power of the army. Rather, militarists would grip the people. That means the militarism would encourage the people or the mood of people. They believe in a disciplinary system where everyone complies with the orders uncritically and accepts state policy without asking questions. That means this militarism encouraged the people that they followed a discipline, and according to a discipline, okay, all the peoples were ready and they're ready to accept the state's policy without asking questions. So in this paragraph, what we will learn? That means militarism was not only limited to the army, the power of the army, rather it was what encouraged the people having the spirit of militarism. And they also follow the system where everyone were compelled to follow the state's policies without asking question. Next paragraph. In short, militarism has two distinguished features. It leads to a scaling of armed force and stockpiling of weaponry as nations seek to establish their military supremacy, while it also molds people's minds so that they begin to accept state's policy unquestioningly. So in this paragraph it says that militarism has two distinguished features. Listen carefully. Militarism has two distinguished features. What are the first one? Look at here. It leads to scaling of armed force and stockpiling of weaponry as nations seek to establish their military supremacy. That means all the nations and each nations, they developed and they were increasing their military force and they were manufacturing more and more weaponry or the armed weapons to establish their supremacy and power. Listen carefully. What are the first distinguished feature? That means each and every nations, they were increasing their armed force and they were manufacturing and collecting more and more armed weapons or weaponry for establish their military supremacy and military power. This was the first distinguished feature. And what was the second? The second was that it also molds people's minds so that they begin to accept state's policy unquestioningly. That means such a way they mold the mind of people. That means such a way they encourage the people that all the peoples accepted all the state's policies without any questioningly. That means they mold or mold the minds of people, and they encourage the people such a way that all the people of the nations accept the state's policy without any questioningly or without any question. So what we learn in this paragraph? Militarism has two distinguished features. The first one was that each and every states, they tried their level best to increase their armed force and to manufacture and gather more number of the armed weapons or weaponry to establish their supremacy. Second distinguished features was that this militarism encouraged the people such a way, or they mold the minds of people such a way that each and every people accept the state's policy without asking any single question. Next paragraph. The military budgets of all large European nations rose steadily as they prepared for war. They set up factories exclusively to manufacture armaments, and many capitalists invested in these ventures in hope that the outbreak of the war would increase demand for weaponry, thus maximizing their profits. So in this paragraph it says that the military budget of all large European nations rose steadily as they prepared for war. as all the European countries they were preparing for the war, so the military budget increased in almost all the European nations. Second point, they set up factories exclusively to manufacturing armaments. Listen, they set up factories exclusive to manufacturing armaments. That means during that time, almost all the factory they established only for manufacturing or making what weaponaries or war armaments. And in that time what happened, many capitalists they invested these ventures in hope that, so during this time, okay, many capitalists or the rich person they invested money for the manufacturing more armaments. Why they invested money? Because they thought that outbreak of the war would increase demand of weaponry. They thought that in future the war will be increase and when the war will increase there will be demand of the weaponry or the war armaments. So they would get what? Maximum profits. They would get maximum profits. That was the reason they invested money. So listen carefully in this paragraph. Almost all the country they increase the military budget for preparing war, and they establish many industry for manufacturing only the armaments or war weapons. There were many capitalists or the rich person they invested money for manufacturing the arm. Why? They hoped or they were expecting that in future the war would increase, and when the war would increase the demand of the war weapons or weaponry will be increased, and when the demand of the weaponry and the war weapons will be increased, this capitalist would get what? Maximum profit. That's why they wanted to invest money for manufacturing war weapons. Next paragraph. However, it was not as if all the people in Europe were in favor of waging war. Anti-war sentiments were slowly gaining ground, especially within the labor movement and the women's rights movement. These movements opposed war. They pointed out that war suited the designs of ruling governments but did not benefit the people. The women's movement also clearly stated that it is male pride that instigates the decision to wage war, but the ones to suffer the most are women. So in this paragraph it says that it was not as if all people in Europe were in favor of waging war. That means not all the people of Europe were willing to fight in war or willing to have the war. There were also some anti-war sentiments were slowly gaining ground. That means within that time there were anti-war sentiments also slowly gaining ground, especially with whom? Labor movement and the women's rights movement. Listen carefully. That means not all the people of Europe were in favor of war or all the people of Europe were willing to participate in the war. In same time, but also there were some anti-war sentiments people slowly gaining or growing in that time. Among them were what? Labor movement and women's rights movement. These movements opposed war. Which movement? Labor movement and women's rights movement, they opposed war. They pointed out that war suited the designs for ruling government but did not benefit the people. So according to this labor movement and women's rights movement, they said that the war is benefit for what? For ruling government. War is suitable or designed for whom? For the ruling government, but it did not benefit for the people, because we know that when war took place, the country or the nation which will be win, they will have more powerful, but the country which will defeated, they will become weaker and they will dominate by the winning or conquered nations. But there is no benefit for the people. That's why this labor movement and women's side movement, they opposed the war, and they pointed out that war is suited and designed for the ruling government, but it did not benefit for the people. The women's movement also clearly stated that means the women's movement, they also clearly stated that it is male pride that instigate, that means initiate the decision of to wage war, but the ones to suffer the most are women. According to the women's movement, they clearly state that it is a pride for the men, it is a pride for the male to fight war, but the one to suffer the most are women. But because of the war, who is going to suffer more? They were the most of the women are going to suffer. So in this paragraph, we learn that not all the people of Europe were willing to wage war. There were also some people, those were slowly growing up anti-war movement. Among them were labor movement and women rights movement. So these two movements opposed war, and they pointed out that war is suited and designed for the ruling government, but it did not benefit for the people. In same time, women's movement also clearly stated that it is a pride for the male to fight war, but the one most going to suffer through the war are the women. Prominent among the anti-war dissidents were Karl Liebknecht of Germany, Rosa Luxemburg of Poland, Vladimir Lenin of Russia, and Sylvia Pankhurst of Britain. These were the people or prominent people, those were anti-war dissidents. That means these are the people, those who are opposing war. But their voices were swamped by the war hysteria of 1914. What is hysteria? Hysteria is what? Mental agitation. That means fighting or get anger in mentally. That means a war or mental agitation. So what happened? But their voices, whose voices? These people's voices were swamped or swiped by the hysteria of 1914. It was only after thousands of people were killed in the war and families saw a stream of disabled soldiers returning home that anti-war sentiments began to spread. But what happened? It was slowly after the what? Thousands of people were killed in the war. After thousands of people were killed in the war, families saw a stream of disabled soldiers. So when thousands of people were killed in the war, families saw what? A stream of disabled soldiers returning home. The families saw that there were millions or thousands of disabled soldiers returning home. That anti-war sentiment began to spread. Because of that, what happened? Anti-war sentiment began to spread among the people. So these were the prominent people, those who are against war, but their voices were swamped by the hysteria of 1914. But what happened? But when there were thousands of soldiers, they came home with disabled. By seeing their disabled, or we can say thousands of soldiers were killed and many thousands of soldiers came home with disabled, that incidents began to spread up anti-war sentiments in the nations. Why did the First World War happen? In the part 1 of this First World War, we have talked, but let's have a recap about why did the First World War happen. In brief, it can be said that 19th century saw the establishment of nation states that were not democratic, with power continuing to remain in the hands of the elite class. This was the time when all nations were industrializing rapidly, leading to intense competition between them. The newly emerging countries were trying to create their own space, which naturally upset the existing power balance between countries. So, what does this paragraph says? In brief, it can be said that the 19th century saw the establishment of nation states that were not democratic. We know that in the 19th century there were many nations and states were established based on their language and religion, with power continuing to remain in the hands of the elite class. Though they had established their separate independent nation state, even then the power was in the hand of the elite class or high class people. Next, this was the time when all nations were industrializing rapidly. That means during this period or during this 19th century, all the nations were industrializing or developing their industry, leading to intense competition between them. That means every nation and each and every nation what happened doing competition among themselves to industrializing or develop the industry. The newly emerging countries were all trying to create their own space. In the same time, what happened? The newly emerging country, that means the newly established independent nation state, they were also trying to create their own space, which naturally upset the existing power balance between countries. So when these newly emerging countries were trying to create their own space, that means the existing power, that means earlier, okay, example like Europe or some other country, the big nations were there, but within the nations there were again newly independent states were established based on their religion and language. So the existing power, that means the main country or the existing power, there was offset in the sorry which naturally offset the existing power balance between countries. Because of this division of the nation and states, there was what happened imbalance within the countries. Next paragraph. This was also the time when many communities in the established empire were struggling to gain independence and establish their own nations, which opposed threat to these empires. This to contribute to offsetting the internal equilibrium. So, this was also the time when many communities in the established empires were struggling to gain independence. During this 19th century, there were many communities. There were those who established. They were struggling to get independence and establish their own nations, which posed threat to this empire. Next, these two contributed to upsetting the international equilibrium, and because of this incidents what happened, there was no equality or the equilibrium in the international. When the outbreak of war seemed inevitable, many nations signed secret treaties with each other. That means when the first world war was rising, firstly what happened, there was many nations signed secret treaties with each other. Many nations, they signed secret treaties with each other. But a minor clash between two nations soon escalated. That means rose into a world war as the treaty signatories sprang to each other's defense. What happened again? But a minor clash between two nations soon escalated. That means rose into war. Between two countries, they rose into war as the treaty signatories sprang to each other's defense. That means each country, that means as we know that when Austria attacked to Serbia, then who joined with them? German joined with them. When when Austria attacked to Serbia, who came with Serbia? Russia came to aid with Serbia. In same time, what happened? Germany sided with Austria. So in this way, the signatory or the country who is the signed treaty, they help each other in defense. This event happened in quick succession because ultranationalism and militarism had taken root and spread across Europe. So what happened? Because of these incidents, that means each nations or the signatory nations help their nations to defend against the enemy. Because of this one or this event in quick succession, because ultranationalism and militarism had taken root to spread across Europe. Because of this reason, nationalism and militarism had taken root and spread across Europe. People were ready for war. Now people are ready for war because they wanted to defend the enemy by helping the signatory treaties country. But as the consequence of war became starkly apparent to them, their enthusiasm gave way to rage against their military rules. But when this consequence of war became starkly apparent to them, thereafter what happened? Their enthusiasm gave way. That means as they were having the interest or excitement for fighting war, it gave a way to raise against their military rules. That means people, they were not willing to follow their military rule. Now let us talk major episode of the First World War. Following the assassination of their Archduke, Austria-Hungary launched an attack on Serbia on July 28, 1914. We know that when the Archduke of Austria was killed, then Austria-Hungary launched an attack on Serbia. Russia rushed to Serbia aid and attacked Austria while France announced its support for Russia. So when the Archduke of Austria-Hungary was killed, Austria-Hungary attacked on Serbia. Austria-Hungary attacked on Serbia. Next, when Austria-Hungary attacked Serbia, Russia came to help whom? Serbia. Next, so when Russia rushed to Serbia aid attacked Austria, while France announced its support for Russia. Listen. First of all, Austria-Hungary attacked on Serbia. When Serbia was attacked by Austria-Hungary, Russia came to help whom? Serbia. When Russia rushed to help Serbia, what happened? France announced its support for Russia. Again, what happened? France came to help Serbia. Understood? Austria-Hungary attacked Serbia. When Austria-Hungary attacked Serbia, Russia came to help Serbia. When Russia came to help Serbia, France came to help Russia. Next, Germany declared war against Russia on August 1 and against France on August 3rd. Next, what happened? Germany declared a war against Russia in August 1st and against Germany declared a war against Russia on August 1st and against France it declared war in August 3rd. Listen carefully. First of all, Austria-Hungary attacked Serbia. When Austria-Hungary attacked Serbia, Russia came to help Serbia. When Russia came to help Serbia, France came to help Russia. This is the first. Second is that Germany declared war against Russia. When? On August 1st. Thereafter, Germany also declared war against France. When? It is on August 3rd. Next, Germany dispatched its troops to Belgium to launch attack on France. That means when Germany wanted to attack whom? France. So the troop or the army, they went through where? Through the Belgium. This led Britain to declare war against on Germany on August 4. Because of that, what happened? Britain launch a war against Germany? Little bit complicated, but listen carefully. Hope you understand the first one. The Archduke of Austria-Hungary was killed by Serbia. That's why Austria-Hungary attacked on Serbia. When Austria-Hungary attacked Serbia, Russia came to help Serbia. When Russia went to help Serbia, France came to help Russia. This is the first. Next, Germany came to help Austria-Hungary. That's why Germany attacked Russia on August 1st. Thereafter, Germany also attacked France on August 3rd. On August 3rd. Next, when Germany attacked France, so the troop or the army of Germany, they all went through Belgium to attack France. So in that time what happened, there was some the troop of Germany also attacked Belgium. So when the Belgium was attacked by Germany, so as it is one of the states of the Britain got angry and they attacked war on Germany on August 4. In this way, all the major European countries and their global colonies were drawn into the war. Understood? In this way, all the European countries and their global colonies were drawn into the war. Japan announced its decision to oppose Germany on August 23. What happened? Japan announced its decision on Germany when? On August 23. While Turkey joined the war in October by bombing Russia ports. Listen, Japan announced the war against Germany on August 23. Same time what happened? Turkey also joined war when in October by putting the bomb on Russia. Understood? Next, Italy was initially in the German alliance. Italy was initially with Germany, but it joined Britain after signing secret treaty on 1915. Listen this paragraph clearly and understand. Japan announced attacked Germany on August 23. Next, Turkey. It attacked Russia. Turkey attacked Russia. Next is Italy. Italy was initially with whom? Initially with German. But what happened? Italy signed a secret treaty with Britain. Then it joined to Britain in April 1915. America was initially neutral. Till now, America was neutral, but it has strong trade ties with Britain and France. Initially, America was neutral, but it has what? A strong trade with Britain and France. Understood? Initially, America was neutral, but it was having what? A strong trade or business with whom? Britain and France. With its company profiting by selling food and armaments to these countries. So what happened? America was not fighting any war. That's why America was selling what? Armaments and food to whom? To this France and Britain. And by selling these armaments and foods, America was getting more profit. It also earned interest by extending war loans to them. But what happened? In the same time, America was giving what? War loans to whom? To France and to Britain. Next, but Germany used its powerful naval fleet to disrupt Britain and France's contact with other countries. But what happened? Germany used the powerful navy to attack the Britain and France, that they should not contact with any other countries. Listen, America was neutral, it was not fighting any war, but it was what having a business with France and Britain. It was providing armaments and food to France and Britain and getting more profit in same time. America also what providing loan to whom? To France and to Britain. But what happened? Germany used powerful naval, that means navy, to disrupt whom? Britain and France, that they should not contact with any other country. So it says that Germany used its powerful naval fleet to disrupt Britain and France contacts with other countries, severely affect their trade and prevent USA from coming to their aid. So what happened? Germany didn't want that Britain and France should had contact with any other country. So when Germany did not want, or they sent their naval or navy fleet to disrupt that one, it obviously affect whom? USA. Because from here we learn that America was provide them armaments and food, in same time providing the loans. But as Germany attacked and disrupt, that USA could not help whom? Britain and France. German submarines also began attacking American ships carrying goods to Britain. So as we know that these American ships were carrying armaments and food to where? Britain's. So that's why German submarines attacked to whom? American ships. Among them was an American passenger ship. So as this German submarine attacked to this American ships, so good ships, but among them one was American passenger ship which sank with all its crew and passenger. When German attacked through the submarine to American goods ships, but what happened? By mistake there was an American passenger ship which was sunk in the sea with its passenger. This act angered America, leading to declare war on Germany on April 6, 1917. Because of these incidents, America got angered and declared war against Germany on April 6, 1917. In this way, all countries of the world drawn into the war. Let me do the recap of this paragraph. Listen carefully. Initially, America was not in the war, but it was having what? A strong trade and business with whom? Britain and France. Why? Because Britain and France were already in the war and they were in need of the food and the armaments. So America was providing all the foods and armaments to these two countries and getting more benefit. In same time, America also was providing loan to these two countries for fighting the war. But what happened? Germany used their navy to attack whom? Britain and France, that Britain and France should not have any contact with other countries. So when Germany attacked these two countries and didn't give chance other country to have trade with this Britain and France, it mostly affect to which country? USA, because USA was providing everything to Britain and France. So once what happened? German submarine, this is the submarine you can see over here. German submarine attacked the American goods ships. Goods means what? The ships which carries goods. But by mistake what happened? Once one American passenger ships also what? Attacked and sunk into the sea. And because of that many passengers died. When many passengers died, this make anger to whom? America. And that's why America declared a war against Germany on April 6, 1917. In this way, all the country drawn into the war. Next paragraph. In the beginning of the war, Germany met with success on the battlefront. That means when the war began, Germany met the what? Success. Germany become success. It succeeded in the advancing towards France and repelled the Russian attack. That means how? In the success, okay, it advancing towards France and revolt in the Russian attack. What happened? But France and Britain soon joined force. But France and Britain, they joined together, because we know that France and Britain, they had trade with America, and Germany attacked both France and Britain, that should not have contact with America or any other country. That's why France and Britain, they join hand and they arrest whom? They arrest Germany advances. Understood? France and Britain, they arrest Germany advances. In the east, Russia faced defeat. In other hand, what happened? Russia also was defeated. Next, the repeated setbacks of the battle led to the growing anti-war sentiment in the country and growing demands for democracy. What happened? The repeated setbacks on the battles led the growing of anti-war sentiment. Because of this repeated setbacks, now what happened? There grew anti-war sentiment in the country and demand for democracy. Because of this reason, what happened? The feelings of anti-war sentiments grew. In same time, the demand of democracy also what grew. This laid the ground for the October Revolution in 1917, after which the revolutionary government signed an agreement with Germany to withdraw Russia from the war. So, this laid the ground October Revolution in 1917. After that, what happened? There was a government signed an agreement with Germany to withdraw Russia from the war. After this October 1917, government signed an agreement with Germany that Russia would withdraw from the war. The war took a decisive turn after America joined the battle in 1917. When America joined the war in 1970, there was a decisive turn in the war. The country's huge resources were used to mobilize troops against Germany. What happened? The country's huge resources. Which countries? America's huge resources were used for what? Mobilize or to manufacture to what? Or to mobilize troops against Germany. Whatever the resources America had, that were used to what? Against Germany. Within Germany, the people rebelled against Emperor Kaiser Wilhelm. Earlier also we have talked about this Kaiser Wilhelm. So within the Germany, that means even the people of Germany also what? Against or rebel against whom? The head of this German, Kaiser Wilhelm, forcing him to abdicate, that means renounce or resign. That means the people of Germany, they themselves what? Rebel against this case Emperor Kaiser Wilhelm, and they force or they requested him to resign from the war. A democratic government was established in Germany which took steps to end war. Thereafter, there was a democratic government was established in Germany which took steps to end the war. Understood? When America joined the battle in 1970, there was a changes in the war. What happened? All the country, they used their huge resources to mobilize the troops or the armies of Germany or to attack the army of Germany. Even the people of Germany itself, they rebelled against the Emperor Kaiser Wilhelm and they requested him to resign from the war. After that, a democratic government was established in Germany. Thereafter, the war came to an end. This led to America declare an end of the war on November 11, 1918. Understood? So, because of this reason, what happened? America declared end of the war on November 11, 1918. Next paragraph. In this way, the war that had raged for 4.5 years came to an end. In this way, the war that had raged for how many years? 4.5 years came to an end, or the war was completed or finished. Around 80 lakh soldiers were killed while 2 crore soldiers were injured. So, how many soldiers were killed in the First World War? 80 lakh soldiers were killed and 2 crore soldiers were injured. Next, many of them dying because of the hardship of the war. Even many of them were dying because of what? Hardship of the war. The nations who fought the war collectively spent rupees 4,000 crore. That means almost all the nations, those who fought in the First World War, they spent almost rupees 4,000 crore on the war effort, disrupting their economies. That means their economic level went down. It took many years for these countries to get their economies back on the rails after the war. So it took many years to develop their economic status after the war. Example, now almost all the country facing the problem of this coronavirus and the economic status is going down. So after the finishing of this or completing of this coronavirus, almost all the country will take what? Many years to bring or develop their economic status. Seems like that almost all the countries they spend all rupees 4,000 crores for on the war, and the economic status went down, and it took many years the countries to get their economic back on the rail after the war. Next topic is the soldiers of war. The governments of all countries went on a massive army enlistment drive once the war was announced. The most countries' enlistment of the youth was compulsory. Most of them were poor farmers or laborers. The officers, on the other hand, belonged to the upper elite classes. They saw these poor soldiers as so many heads of sheep who could be thrust into the jaw of death without a second thought. So, soldiers of war. The government of all countries went to a massive army enlistment drive once the war was announced. That means when the war was announced, the government of all the countries they made a massive or a number of list of the soldiers. In most countries, the enlistment of youth was compulsory. That means most of the country for the soldiers, youth were compulsory. That means youth were compelled to participate in as a soldier for fighting the war. Most of them were poor farmers or laborers. So those youth participate and compelled to join in the soldiers for fighting war. Almost all they're poor and poor farmers and laborers. But the officers were belong to the elite and upper classes. Understood? From here what you learn that it says that for fighting the war or to joining in the war, almost all the country they enlisted the massive or the huge number of soldiers names were enlisted, and youth were compelled to participate or join as a soldier to fight war. So almost all of them were poor farmer and laborers. But one thing is that the officers were from the elite and upper classes. Next, they saw these poor soldiers as so many heads of sheep. That means these elite class people, upper class people, what they thought? They thought that these poor soldiers as a heads of sheep. That means a group of sheep. That means they can thrust into the jaws of the death. That means they can throw into the jaw, that mouth of the death, without a second thought. That means without thinking anything, these elite class people or upper class people, they thought that these poor people are a heads of sheep or a group of sheep they can throw into the mouth of death. Next paragraph. The countries fighting the countries fighting the war used to dig long trenches in their territory. All the country, those who are fighting war, they dig what? Long trenches. What is trenches? You see here this pit. It is called what? Trenches. Soldiers in the trenches were protecting from enemy fire and could fire at the advancing enemy soldiers from them. That means the soldiers were protecting them from the enemy by hiding in the trenches. The soldiers protecting themselves by hiding in the trenches, and they used to attack from these trenches to enemy. The soldiers lived day and night in the trenches in fashionable condition. That means the soldiers, they lived what? Day and night were in these trenches. They had to brave the biting cold and rain from the months on end. That means here they have to bear the severe cold, they have to bear the severe what? Rain in these trenches. They lived and ate, and slept in slush filled pits. That means it is not only where they stayed, but also they slept there, they ate there in these trenches only. With the dead lying in pile, rotting, eaten by rats. Sometimes what happened? Many of the soldiers, they died in the trenches, and they rotting. That means bad smells or foul smells were coming out, or they in these trenches itself the dead body of the soldiers were piling up like a huge amount, and rats were eaten the dead bodies. The stench was unbearable, with lice and asthma compounding their misery. That means living inside these trenches, it was what? Unbearable. So what you learn in this paragraph? Thus, almost all the country, those who fought war, they dig trenches, and in the trenches, soldiers used to live day and night. That means they used to protect themselves by hiding in the trenches, and they used to attack enemy by hiding in the trenches. They used to live here day and night. Even they also beared the hardship of the winter, cold and the rain. Even they ate there, they slept there, and many of the soldiers died over there, and they were piled up like a huge amount. And the dead body of the soldiers were rotted, and the stink smell come out. Even the dead body were eaten by the rats, and staying inside the trenches was unbearable. Antibiotics had not been discovered in those days, so even a minor injury could get infected in this unsanitary condition. So what happened? In those days there was no antibiotic had been discovered. So what happened? For a small or minor injury also what happened? People were infected in the what? Unsanitary condition. That means what? Unhealthy condition. Example now, okay, as we are suffering from this coronavirus, there is okay, so far there is no antibiotic or vaccination. That's why thousands of people what? Dying day by day. Seems like that during the First World War there was no antibiotic had been discovered, and because of that what happened? Because of a minor injury also people used to get infected in this unsanitary condition. Many of the soldiers were exposed to cannon fire for the first time. What happened? Many of the soldiers, they were exposed. That means they were compelled to use the cannon fire first time. The shattering explosion of the heavy cannon balls disorienting them and even causing them to lose their mental balance. That means when these cannons were exposed, that means because of the heavy explosion of these cannons balls, what? Disorienting them, and sometimes what happen? People become mental, they lost their mental balance. Why? Because of the exposing of these cannons. It took a long time for the military doctors to understand this mental illness and took for a proper care. So to understand this mental illness, doctor took a long time to understand and to take care of the people. Many soldiers returning from the front suffered mental tension for years on end, leaving them prey to their illness as well. That means those who returned from this battlefield or war, they suffered from the mental tension, okay, years and years. Even sometimes whatever become the prey for the illness as well. So in this paragraph we will learn that antibiotic, okay, had not been discovered in those days during the First World War. That's why for a small injury also what people infected in this unsanitary condition. Then many of the soldiers were first time they were exposed to the cannons fire which they had never used, and because of the explosion of these cannons many of them what they lost their mental balance, and it took many years for doctors to understand about this mental illness and to give them proper care. Even many of the soldiers return home from the battle by suffering from this mental tension, and it took years and years, and at last they become the prey for their illness. The condition of prisoners of war, soldiers imprisoned by enemy countries, was equally inhuman. That means after the war or during the war, the prisoners of war, because we know that when the countries were captured and taken as prisoners, the situation of these prisoners were what? Inhuman. They were looked upon with hatred, and their own keep was considered a waste resource. That means the country which captured this prisoner are kept as a prisoner in them. So they looked them, okay, what happened? They looked upon them with hatred, and they were considered a waste of resource. These prisoners were considered as a waste of resource. Most countries did not observe the international treaties which specified that prisoners should be treated humanly. What happened? Most of the countries they did not observe because there was an international treaty that prisoners of the war should be treated how? Humanly. But they did not treat them humanly. They did treat them how? Inhuman. Germany, which fought the war on many fronts, captured the largest number of prisoners. Germany, which fought many wars, they captured what? A largest number of prisoners. With around 25 lakhs of soldiers, almost 25 lakhs of soldiers from different countries. Next, Britain and France had around almost 3 lakh prisoners each their campus. That means in Britain and France they had many camps, and each camps almost they were having how much? 3 lakh prisoners. So in this paragraph we will learn that the condition of prisoners was inhuman. How? Because those who captured the prisoners and taken as a prisoners, they treat them as a waste resource and inhuman activity. There was an international treaty. According to the international treaty, all the prisoners what must be treated humanly, but they were treated as what? Inhumanly, and they thought what? There were the waste resources. Germany, okay, which fought most of the war, they captured almost 25 lakh soldiers from different countries. In same time, Britain and France, they had almost 3 lakhs prisoners in each camps. In each camps. In part 3, we will talk about women during the war and the situation of the people during the First World War. In the same time, we will talk about the peace treaty, the Treaty of Versailles. We will talk in the part 3 of First World War. Hope all of you understood, and I request if you like this video, please subscribe and like it. I am not compelling and flattering you that you must like and subscribe. If you think that it is good for you to understand or for learning, so then only you like and subscribe. Thank you.